Hey, robot friends. Rob Booker here. Looks like the account grew again slightly yesterday and today, and then got stuck in a whole bunch of British pound trades. So here we are looking at our screen. So welcome to everybody here. If you're on the old YouTube and you're watching this video, I just threw this up here because it's easy to get this video out on YouTube. So if you are a member of the robot certification class, you know what I'm talking about here. And if you're not, welcome. Hey, happy to see you here. This is an update on how the robots are doing. Everything's been doing great for a couple of weeks. And as I said earlier in the week, we're in the second half of the month, felt like things could start to move really quickly and maybe we might see a problem. And we did. It's not major. We're down 1%, $100 on a $10,000 account. And we've got 4 currency pairs that have 2 trades open. British pound US dollar, British pound Swiss franc, British pound Canadian dollar, and British pound New Zealand dollar. As you probably know already because you run the same robot that I do, the British pound moved a whole lot overnight. And for those of you that have been stuck in sell trades on the British pound New Zealand dollar or British pound Australian dollar, you got a really, really great move last night and everything got really good really fast. And for those of you that have been freshly starting your robot accounts, well, you're probably stuck in a couple of positions. So let's look at these one by one and see how they're doing. This is the British pound New Zealand dollar. In the trade window, they're right here. First trade of 1 micro lot, second trade of 3 micro lots. And this is a 1 hour chart, and you can see prices falling toward the monthly pivot, which makes a lot of sense. Usually it can get halfway there at the end of the month. This really does not come as a big surprise at all. This is totally normal, and we're only 56 pips down. There's just absolutely nothing I want to do with that trade. There's zero interest in messing with it or messing around with it. Maybe I was on the 4 hour chart. Doesn't really matter. Here's the 1 hour chart for the British pound Swiss franc. What a beautiful move lower. Broke through a trend line and dropped lower. And we're in 2 trades. Micro lot and 3 micro lots. We're only down 50 pips. This robot trade should come back easily up to this average price. If we were to go a little bit crazy and add a fib retracement to the chart, you could see that the 23% retracement level is 25.7. The 38% retracement, which we're likely to get back to because it represents an area of support and resistance over here, we're likely to get to our average price pretty easily. I'm not, once again, not concerned. British pound Canadian dollar, 4 hour chart, dropped down to the monthly pivot and stopped. Not a surprise at all. And then the British pound US dollar is open as well. The British pound Canadian dollar is down 123 pips. That's a lot. That's more than I would like it to be. We're bouncing off the monthly pivot right here. And it wouldn't surprise me to see maybe a little bit of a boost going upward. And I want to show you what it's like to take a third trade. And I'm tempted to do it right here. Let's just do a third trade right now, and I'll show you what happens when I take it. And then we'll walk through why I think it might be a mistake. So I took a third trade, and now our average price is only 45 pips away. The third trade was twice as big as the second trade. It reduced our average price down to 69.32, 44 pips away. And all we need to do is jump up to that level, and basically we're going to get out of it. We're going to get out of everything. If I draw a fib sequence, the 23% mark is matching up really nicely with the average price. That's all really great and everything. However, I jumped the gun. And I want to walk you through every single element of all of this. But let's just say I'm going to stick with this trade and I'm going to keep it here, and I did it for the right reasons. Here's what you would do. You would jump over to the pound Swiss. You would right-click on the chart, choose Expert Advisors, choose Properties, and then uncheck Allow Live Trading and click OK. Then we'd go back to the British pound Canadian dollar, and we would place an order to get out of everything at 69.33. So I would double-click on the Take Profit, and I would click 1.6933. And I would do that for all of the trades that are open, all 3 trades that are open. Now here's why I think that I jumped the gun on it. So that's what I would do, and then I would leave it off, the robot off. I would leave these trades alone, and I would let this trade come back on its own and do its own thing. Here's why I think that's a mistake. I only add another position when we've gone oversold on multiple time frames simultaneously. And for an example of what that looks like, here's the British pound Australian. I was thinking we might see it there. Maybe we could see it on the Euro New Zealand. Well, it would appear as a red line running up and down the charts. And we don't have it. It's not there. We don't have multiple time frames, in this case, oversold. We would see a line running up and down through the charts on one of these candles. And we don't have it. And that would mean that price is oversold on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 60 minute, and 240 minute charts. But we don't have that. So it doesn't apply. So I really shouldn't be in a third trade. Also on the 1 hour chart, we would see bullish Knoxville divergence, which would appear as a red line underneath the candles. Also, we don't have that. So there's no reason to be in this trade. Now, could this trade work out? Yeah, sure. I mean, we had bullish divergence on the 15-minute chart, and we may be bouncing off of a monthly pivot. All of those things are possibly true. Great. Fantastic. Whatever. I mean, fine. But I don't have the elements that I say that I want. I don't have the things that I need. So I'm going to close this trade. Now, because I'm trading on Oanda, they let me trade out of order. As long as the most recent trade is a different trade size than the other trades, I can close them out of order, which is pretty awesome. Now, I turned the robot off on the wrong chart. I wanted to turn it off on the pound Canadian, but I did it on the pound Swiss, I think. Yeah, so we'll turn it back on the pound Swiss. Okay, all the other lessons apply still. I just pulled up the wrong chart there. But I'm not taking any extra trades. I'm leaving these alone. I'm down 1%. Who cares? It's no big deal. And I'll let this go over the weekend. I'm not going to add any more trades right now. I'm going to leave this just as it is. And sometimes it's difficult to do that. Sometimes it's tempting to jump in and do all kinds of stuff. Jump in, move things around, adjust things, and so forth. Sometimes it's really tempting, but sometimes the best decision is to do nothing. Last of all, a couple of days ago, I set the pound Australian to only take sell trades. And I don't know if it did take any sell trades at all, but I set it to only short the British pound Australian dollar because I was worried that price might fall. And it did. And now we're just down here in the depths. And I think I'd be happy to turn it back on and let it go long and short. Because now we've taken that huge drop lower that we kind of expected. Now, looking back on it now, of course I wish that I had set the robot on all the British pound pairs to sell only. That would have been great. That would have been absolutely fantastic. But I didn't do that, and I don't regret it. I mean, it is what it is now. So I've got 4 pairs with 2 trades open, and we'll check back on Monday and see how they're doing. Have the greatest weekend of all time. I'll see you later, everybody. And for those of you that don't have the robots and don't know anything that I just talked about, thanks for watching this video. And I love you very much, and I'll see you all on Monday. Bye for now.